Oh my gosh, it has been such a long time that I don't sit in front of my camera in this setup. It's been such a long time. Guys, what's up? Really excited to be back to filming makeup tutorials for you guys. If you are new to my social media platforms, makeup is my love. I know that I'm kind of dipping into fashion a little bit more recently, but makeup will forever be my #1 love. I'm really excited to kind of sit down and show you guys my makeup routine. I haven't done one in a really long time, so this is kind of like my updated version. Whenever I have my makeup done, this is pretty much what I have on my face. All right, so I just picked up my hair in a messy bun to kind of get it out of the way. We're gonna go ahead and get started with skin prep. Skin prep is so important in your makeup routine. Don't skip it. I'm starting with the Fresh Rose Deep Hydration Oil Infused Serum, and I just do a little bit on the back of my hand and I just press it into the skin. Next, we're gonna go ahead and do eye serum. I love the Clinique Moisture Surge Eye Serum. I do just 1 pump. I apply that to the under eyes. And for moisturizer, I am using the Fresh Rose Deep Hydration Moisturizer as well. A little bit of lip balm. I am again using the Fresh Rose Petal lip balm. I always apply sunscreen, whether I'm going out at nighttime, whether I'm just shooting for Instagram. I always apply sunscreen. Believe it or not, these studio lights that I use, they damage the skin. So I always use sunscreen. This is my favorite one. It's from, I got this at Target. It is the Bare Republic Mineral Sunscreen. If you have really sensitive skin, definitely try this one. Skin is allergic to any type of sunscreen except this one. So I just kind of pat it into the skin. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the eyebrows. I do my brows first. I'm gonna go ahead and take my Benefit Brow Setter. As you can see, my brows tend to go down and I want them pushed up. So I always go in with a brow gel first and kind of set them into place before I go ahead and fill them in. So next I'm gonna go ahead and fill in the brows, and I'm taking the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade 3.5. So you can see I have pretty full brows, so I'm not filling in too much. They also desperately need to get tamed. But what I'm gonna do is I am just going to be filling in the gaps pretty much of my brows. But one thing I do always do is I underline them. So I take my pencil and I kind of just underline the natural shape of my brow. Okay, and then I'm just gonna do short strokes and just kind of fill in any gaps. Now that I kind of have the brow shape that I like, they're not perfect. I always go back and fix them throughout my makeup, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the edges. So I'm taking some concealer. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camel Concealer. And I'm gonna take some of this and I am going to clean the bottom of the brows. So now I'm gonna go ahead and take that same concealer and I am going to use this to prime my lids. So now I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of translucent powder. This is the Ben 9 Fair Powder. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of this and I'm going to kind of set that concealer. Eyeshadow palette that I have been loving lately is the One Size Beauty eyeshadow palette. This has been my go-to. So I'm gonna start with the shade Soft Serve. And I'm using this with an Ofra 21 brush. And I am going to begin to place this in the crease. I like to start in the inner corner of the eye and then work my way back. And I'm going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then I also go in circular motions just to blend it up. So now I'm gonna go into the shade called Booked, which is this red shade. And I'm going to use a tiny bit, a little bit lower in the crease. And I'm using a JH34 brush from Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. So again, I'm concentrating this color in the crease, but I'm keeping it a little bit lower than that first shade that we applied. And I am bringing it from inner corner to outer corner. Keep your first brush handy nearby because I'm gonna go back and forth in between both brushes until these two colors kind of mix in together and become nice and seamless. Now I'm gonna go back into my concealer brush, and I'm gonna take the concealer one more time, and I am going to begin to cut the crease. This can be a little overwhelming for some of you guys, and it does not have to be overwhelming. It's pretty simple, and I'm going to show you how. I'm going to saturate the brush into my concealer. Take the brush, and I like to start right here in the center, and I'm just going to do like a swoop down, and then I'm going to look up to the side, all around. You see where that concealer kind of creased? That's where I know where my cut crease is gonna start. So now I'm gonna take my brush, and I'm gonna start right there and go down again. I'm gonna go to the inner corner, and I'm just gonna meet in that center where we created that line. So now I'm gonna go ahead and take the matte shade that's in the palette, and I am going to set that concealer, or set that cut crease that we just did with this shade. I'm gonna take a little bit more of the shade Booked, which is that reddish brick shade, and I'm applying this to the outer corner so that it's not so harsh. I'm gonna go ahead and take the makeup wipe, and now I'm gonna clean up all of this fallout. Okay, so I am taking the Inglot number 77 black gel liner, and I am going to create a very thin cat eye. Okay, so the eyes are done for now. We'll come back to them if we need to fix something later on. For primer, I'm gonna go in with my Pixie priming oil. I love this stuff. Apply. I do use a lot of powder, so I need to make sure that my base is nice and hydrated. First thing that I'm going to do is I am going to color correct. So I'm getting a little bit of the orange concealer, and this is from iMagic. I don't know, just any kind of orange concealer will work, or any color corrector. And I am going to put this under the eyes and any areas where I have darkness. And then I'm going to take just the tiniest bit of translucent powder, set that down very slightly. You don't want to add a lot, just a little bit. Okay, next I'm gonna go ahead and move into foundation. I have been loving the Urban Decay Hydro Maniac foundation. I am in the shade light medium. I'm gonna take a foundation brush and just kind of work that into the skin. This one just has such a pretty glow, and it's very natural, which I like. I'm gonna go ahead and take my beauty sponge with whatever is left on the back of my hand, and I am pressing the foundation into the skin. Next, I'm gonna go in with concealer, and I'm gonna go in with two concealers. I'm gonna start with the Kylie concealer in Birch, and then I'm gonna go in with the Rare Beauty concealer in 170W. I'm gonna start with the Kylie one right under the eyes where I have darkness, and this one I'm just gonna put right here as a base. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take the Rare Beauty concealer, and I'm gonna focus this on the sides of the nose and right here in the inner corner. We're gonna do like a little triangle. I'm gonna go ahead with my beauty sponge and press this into the skin. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that concealer, and I'm going to highlight down the center of the nose, chin, and the forehead. I'm gonna go ahead and take that sponge once again and blend it all out. Now, I'm not gonna blend out the nose just yet. I kind of let my nose highlight to sit there for a little bit so that it can really highlight the nose. I am taking my Bobbi Brown contour stick, and I'm gonna take a little bit on the brush, blend it out on the back of my hand. I like to smile and contour. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and take this cream blush from Rare Beauty in the shade Happy, and I'm going to apply a little bit to the apples of the cheek. This is very pigmented, so you only need one dot. And I'm going to go ahead and blend that out. Okay, now I'm gonna go back in with my beauty sponge and soften everything up. And I'm gonna go ahead and blend out the nose contour. am going to set my under eyes using the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade 05. I am going to take my sponge. So I like to dip it in the powder and then I top off the excess on the back of my hand. Make sure there's no creases. And you're gonna go ahead and set the under eyes. Really push that into the skin. Okay, next I'm gonna take my favorite powder ever, and it is so inexpensive. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. I have mine in the shade medium, yes. And I'm gonna take this, press it all over the skin, but I'm not applying this powder under our eyes. I am going to apply it on all of the other areas that we did not set. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and bake. And to bake, I am using the Givenchy Rose Prims Rose Powder. I love this stuff. This is so good and it really brightens up your under eye. So if you like a bright under eye, you are going to love this powder. So I am going to add this under the eyes, wherever we applied the concealer. While that bakes, I'm gonna go ahead and bronze the skin. I am using my Alamar Complexion Trio in medium, and I'm taking the center color, and I am bronzing up the skin. I'm also taking a little bit of that powder and contouring the sides of the nose. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take my e.l.f. powder again, this right here, just a little bit. You don't need a lot of powder. While that bakes, I'm gonna go ahead and work in the lower lash line. So the only thing that I'm gonna do to the lower lash line is I am going to take a little bit of the shades that we applied in the crease, and I am going to work this in the lower lash line. So I'm taking a little bit of Soft Serve and Booked, and I'm gonna smoke that out. So to save us some time, I went ahead and I blended out the bake and I added mascara. I do have a natural lash routine on my Instagram highlights, so definitely go check that out. So now we're gonna go ahead and finish everything off. I'm gonna go in with blush, and I'm using the Alamar Colorette Trio. This is the medium tan, and I like the middle shade. As you can see, I use this a lot. I like to smile and apply. Now I apply a lot of blush because I like it, but you do you, and don't have to apply as much. So now I like to go in and take the KKW Brightening Powder in number 2, and I apply this right here under the eyes. Really like a bright under eye. I don't highlight my face anymore, but I will do the tip of the nose. So I'm just gonna take any gold highlight and put that on the tip of the nose. My camera stopped recording while I was doing my lips and I didn't notice. But for lips, I have the Kylie Jenner Kiss Me Sailor Lip Liner. I have the Patrick Ta She's Confident. And then I have the Patrick Ta Gloss in Is She Younger Than Me? And that is the lip combo. I did my hair because my lights keep dying on me. And then I'm just going to finish everything off by using the Patrick Ta. This is the She's Thirsty setting spray. Okay, my hair is not the vibe, but that's okay. So yeah, this is pretty much it. This is my current routine. The eyes change quite a bit sometimes, because sometimes I like to play with color, sometimes I like to do switch it up here and there, but the face routine is pretty much the exact same. I don't have any filters on my face right now. This is my skin. But yeah, that is going to complete today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comments if you want to see more videos like this. I would love to do them. Like I said, makeup is my first love, and I want to definitely keep incorporating here on my social media platforms. I love you guys, and I will see you very, very soon with a new post. Mwah. Bye.